Thanks for listening to Go Right with Peter Boykin. New twist in 10-year-old girl's Ohio abortion story. Joe Biden's recent claim was that a 10-year-old Ohio girl was recently forced to travel across state lines to Indiana to receive an abortion due to the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade. At the time, we echoed the Washington Post reporting that the story was likely made up due to there being no corroborating evidence and the sole source being a prominent abortion advocate. It turns out the story was true, but there's a sinister reason why the details were so sketchy at the time. The man who raped the 10-year-old girl was an illegal immigrant. I'll explain at the end, but we know the 10-year-old victim has been identified, and a 27-year-old illegal immigrant named Gershon Fuentes has confessed to raping the child at least twice. The County Children's Services Center was informed of the girl's pregnancy by her mother on June 22nd. DNA from the abortion is being analyzed to confirm Fuentes committed the crime. The child's siblings are also being tested. Crossing state lines, despite the revelation that the story was true, it appears that the allegation that she was forced to cross state lines was not true. According to Ohio Attorney General David Yost, the girl's pregnancy would have been considered a health risk which allowed her to seek an abortion, according to the state's laws. Before the story was confirmed, he said, "This young girl, if she exists and if this horrible thing actually happened to her, it breaks my heart to think about it. She did not have to leave Ohio to find treatment." Why the details were scarce not long ago. Politics. Democrats wanted to use this story as a political weapon, but they knew that exposing the full story would tell Americans that an illegal immigrant was in the country raping 10-year-old girls. So they released the story without the full details. Without the full details, it didn't live up to journalistic standards and seemed like a lie. Share this podcast to your social media accounts and visit GoRightNews.com for more Go Right News with Peter Boykin.
Warning! Notice the social media, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, etc. GoRightNews.com publishes and shares news gathered by many sources, right, middle, and left. The views in these news might not reflect the views of the publisher or reader in the podcast. Keep this in mind before blocking, striking, or banning Go Right News from your platform.
Hi neighbors, this is Peter Boykin, and this is hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin. Check out this news story and more on GoRightNews.com and the podcast hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin.